If you rely on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or you're a senior living on a fixed income, there's a major change coming in 2026 that you need to know about right now. The retirement age shift is finally hitting its last stage, and even though it's been in the works for decades, many people are only learning about it now. And the truth is, it will affect how much money you receive for the rest of your life. For some people, it could mean smaller monthly checks if you claim early, and for others, it could change how long you need to keep working before you can breathe a little easier. So if you're trying to plan your next few years, this update really does matter. I've been going through the official Social Security information, so you don't have to dig through all the confusing charts and footnotes. There's a lot of misunderstanding about this 2026 change, but the facts are actually pretty straightforward once they're broken down, and knowing them now can help you protect your future benefits. A lot of people are in the same situation as one woman I spoke with recently. She's 62, taking care of her grandkids, and already struggling to cover groceries and medication. She thought claiming Social Security early would help her keep the lights on, but when she heard how the penalties change for people born in 1960 or later, she realized waiting might actually leave her with hundreds of dollars more every single month. And that's the kind of decision people are going to be facing all across the country as this new rule takes effect. So in this video, we're going to walk through what exactly is changing in 2026, how it affects retirees, people on SSDI and SSI who may later transition to retirement benefits, and even veterans receiving VA benefits who are planning for their future income. We'll talk about the new full retirement age, how early claiming penalties get steeper, who is most affected by the cutoff birth years, what the new maximum benefits look like, and the other financial changes hitting in 2026 that could impact your take-home pay or retirement savings. And we'll go through some steps you can take now so you're not caught off guard. If you're receiving SSA benefits, if you're living on SSDI or SSI, if you're a veteran trying to map out your retirement timeline, or even if you're working but worried about how long you'll need to stay in the workforce, this update touches your life in one way or another. Retirees want to know how their checks might change. People with disabilities want to know how their future retirement benefits will convert. And caregivers want to know how these rules will affect the people they care for. Here's the big change. Starting in 2026, the full retirement age officially increases to 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later. That's the last step of a slow shift that started back in 1983, but this is the year it finally reaches the finish line. Full retirement age is important because it's the point where you can get your full Social Security benefit without any reductions. For people born before 1960, that age is 66 or 66 and some months. But for everyone born in 1960 or after, the full retirement age becomes a flat 67. Now, you can still claim as early as 62, but here's where it gets tough. The penalty for claiming early becomes bigger once the full retirement age moves to 67. For someone born in 1960 or later, claiming at 62 could mean up to a 30% cut in monthly benefits. And if you're counting on a spousal benefit, that reduction can be even larger, up to about 35%. To put that in everyday terms, if your full benefit would be around $1,000 a month, taking it early could drop it to about $700. That's not a small change when you're trying to cover rent, food, or medications. On the positive side, 2026 will also bring higher maximum Social Security benefits. The highest possible monthly benefit at full retirement age is expected to rise to around $4,152, up from about $4,018 in 2025. That increase comes from the COLA, the annual cost of living adjustment. Even though COLA changes vary from year to year, it's meant to help your benefits keep pace with inflation. And any increase, even a small one, can mean a little more breathing room for basic needs. But this retirement age shift is just one part of a bigger wave of financial changes coming in 2026. Contribution limits for 401k, S, and IRAs are set to rise, giving workers more room to save. Tax brackets will adjust again, which could affect how much money actually stays in your pocket each paycheck. And of course, there will be another COLA update that affects SSA, SSI, and SSDI checks. All of these pieces fit together, and timing your Social Security claim becomes even more important with these new rules in place. Let's talk about what delaying your claim could mean for you. If you're turning 62 in 2026 or after, waiting even one extra year could help you avoid those steep early filing cuts. And if you can delay all the way to age 70, your benefit continues to grow, giving you the highest possible monthly payment for the rest of your life. For someone living on a fixed income, that difference can mean the ability to buy healthier food, stay ahead on utility bills, or handle a surprise medical cost without going into panic mode. If you're on SSDI, this change matters for you too. When you reach your full retirement age, your disability benefits automatically convert to retirement benefits. That means if your full retirement age is now 67 instead of 66, your SSDI payments will stay exactly the same for one more year before that transition happens. Nothing is taken away, nothing is reduced, but the timing is slightly different. And for people on SSI, this update affects the retirement side of things if you ever become eligible for Social Security later on. The key is understanding how the age rules fit into your long-term planning, even if retirement feels far away. For many people, the real challenge is figuring out how to get through the years between 62 and 67 without claiming early. It's not easy when rent keeps climbing, groceries take a bigger bite out of your budget, and every bill seems to show up at the worst time. But even waiting just 6 months or a year can make a noticeable difference in your monthly check. I've talked to seniors who went from feeling like they'd never get ahead to finally having enough breathing room to buy fresh food, cover co-pays without stress, or help a grandchild with school supplies, all because they delayed just a little longer. There are also some real upsides coming in 2026 that can help soften the blow of the higher retirement age. Larger contribution limits for retirement accounts might not solve everything, but for people still working part-time or full-time, it does give you a chance to save a bit more before you clock out for good. And another COLA increase will boost monthly checks for people on SSA, SSI, and SSDI. Even though COLA never seems to keep up with rent or medical costs perfectly, it does help offset rising prices a little each year. At the same time, it's important to be honest about the downsides. A higher retirement age means some people will need to stay in the workforce longer, even when their bodies or health aren't cooperating. People who work physical jobs, like warehouse workers, home health aides, or folks in construction, feel this the most. And for low-income seniors, a 30% cut for claiming early isn't just a number. It's the difference between stability and struggle. These rules don't always match real life, and it's okay to feel frustrated by that. That's why taking a few practical steps now can make a real difference. Check your Social Security account online if you're able to, and look at your benefit estimates at 62, 67, and 70. Seeing the numbers in black and white can help you make a clearer plan. If you're on SSDI or SSI and you're worried about how work might affect your benefits, talk to a benefits counselor or local advocacy group. They can help you avoid losing support you depend on. And if you're juggling multiple programs like SSA plus SNAP or Medicaid, make sure any increase in income doesn't accidentally push you over limits. A quick check now can save you a lot of headaches later. Think of people like a veteran I heard from recently. He'd been struggling to cover his medication copays and small repairs around the house. After learning how delaying his Social Security by just 1 year would raise his monthly benefit, he decided to wait. That extra bump in income made it possible for him to keep up with medical costs without relying on credit cards. Or a single mom who finally had enough each month to build a tiny emergency cushion after her benefit increased. These small changes matter when every dollar counts. Through all of this, remember that needing help does not make you weak. You're not alone. Millions of seniors, veterans, people with disabilities, and families living paycheck to paycheck are trying to stretch every dollar just like you. Staying informed about changes like the 2026 retirement age shift is one of the smartest things you can do for yourself. Even small steps, like checking your benefit estimate or waiting a little longer to file, can add up over time and make your situation more stable. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next updates on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, SNAP, stimulus news, and anything else that affects your wallet. And if you know someone, maybe a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who's worried about their benefits, share this with them so they're not caught off guard by these changes. The more we support each other, the stronger we all become.